Unbelievable! Incredible! Unbelievable!
Spain and soccer are champions!
Goal! It doesn't get any better than that!
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to Central Islip on Long Island. It is the Sousa Sports Complex for an exciting UPSL Northeast American North Division matchup with title and playoff implications on the line. One of the biggest rivalries in semi-professional soccer here in New York and New York City. It is the New York Renegades and Braveheart SC. Look at the top of the table there in the Northeast American North Premier Division. New York Braveheart, top of the table. New York Renegades looking to spoil the party on what could be a decisive game for the division title. Of course, playoffs both regionally and nationally await, but it's a massive, massive six-pointer that could decide the title tonight at Sousa. I'm James Burley, happy to have you with us on our Game & Frame podcast. We'll be back later with starting lineups and kickoff at Sousa. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to Sousa Sports Complex here in Central Islip. New York Renegades, New York Braveheart, the 9th of 10 match days here in the UPSL Northeast American North Division, as Braveheart can clinch the division title with a win today. Of course, not the ultimate goal for either of these teams this season, both looking ahead to the regional and national playoffs. James Burley with you, Jorge Espinoza behind the camera. This live stream is presented by Petrobacks, folks. Petrobacks is your gateway to Spain and Portugal. From unforgettable vacations to exclusive soccer group trips, Petrobacks gets you closer to the action, the culture, and the biggest teams on the Iberian Peninsula. Visit petrobacks.com and start planning your dream trip today. From left to right, in orange tops, are the home side Renegades. From right to left, the league leaders currently, Braveheart SC, at the moment on 22 points. So Renegades is 19, Braveheart leads. But everything can change. The entire playoff picture determined potentially by the end of the night. Head referee Gianluca Palanca gets us started, and Braveheart kick it off. We are underway at Sousa. Starting lineup for the home side: in goal, making his 32nd appearance in UPSL play for the club, is Eric Edwards. The back four, from right to left, Francisco Flores, the captain, Samuel Cáceres, and OJ Bedward are the two center backs. The left back is Christian Garcia. In the midfield, it's Milton Campos sitting deep with Dylan Woods, Oscar Rivas, and Matheus Cariel, the striking pair. Once again, Sebastian Ruiz and Junior Rosero leading the front line for the Renegades. Those two combined for a goal and assist apiece in their 3-2 win over New York Greek Americans in the Open Cup over the weekend. Coach Boris Linares of Renegades joked, so many players on this Braveheart team also play for the Greeks. It's like getting to play the Greeks again. And you have to imagine that a lot of those folks will want revenge, in addition to the many big reasons to get up for this game today. Two rivals who know each other so well as a potential division title on the line for either of these sides. That ball was played into Oscar Rivas, who was fouled on the turn, and not quite in shooting distance for Renegades. This could be a dangerous free kick early on. And goal for the visitors is former Queens College and Zum Schneider goalkeeper Giovanni Cruz. Don't imagine he'll be tested straight from the dead ball early on. Cáceres is lining up to shoot, however, and it does test Cruz. Must have punched the first one away, but it's still alive. Now a good effort, cleared off the line. Not sure who got to it. But it was a defensive interaction as good as a goal there, to deny an early effort from Dylan Woods. What an impressive free kick from the captain, Samuel Cáceres, who leathered that all the way through to the goalkeeper, who had no choice but to parry it. Was never going to catch that, and Junior Rosero did well to hold it up for Woods, who forced an incredible goal line clearance in the end, as the outswinger doesn't beat the first defender. They're going to get a second try at it. It's cleared out for the byline. Another corner. This one got a little bit more loft to it. First head is won by the defense, but second chance falls out for Sebastian Ruiz, who can't quite get his foot through it. Now Rosero is content to retreat in possession back to central midfield. Here's Campos. Early long ball in the direction of the right wing is cut out. Now it's Leo Pinto for New York Braveheart. Turn now for the captain, Danny Bedoya. Plays catch with Pinto on this near side. It's a good idea forward from Pinto, but the ball in the direction of Duga Dembele was cut out. And now switching the point of attack the other way. New York Renegades. Matthews Cariel with an early long ball. Second one falls for Rivas, who thought about it for a moment. Now Rivas into the penalty area, defended away. And referee Palanca was all over that, wanted to play advantage for a moment, but rightfully calling the foul, bringing that one back. And the early aerial ball coming from the Renegades posed a bit of danger there. Well, Braveheart does put out the fire for the moment. It's 4 minutes and change. You're starting a little bit behind schedule on this windy Wednesday night on Long Island. And there is a foul whistled there. It's Junior Rosero. Underway with Braveheart. Long ball forward. It's got a couple of runners. This could be Dembele, could be in. Dembele with a try, and got that one all wrong, unfortunately. It was a really good opportunity. Caught the Renegades defense asleep. He was all in, all alone down the right wing side and just couldn't catch it right and skied it wide. Sigh of relief early on for both teams who have had really good looks. In under 5 minutes now. The goalkeeper Edwards. Edwards played professionally through the ranks of the top flight in Jamaica. His native land, Portmore United and Arnett Garnets, two of the bigger sides in the Jamaican Premier League. Before making his way stateside with the Renegades. Big switch early from the Paraguayan Cáceres into Ruiz. It's Cariel. Trying to combine in central midfield, defended well by Braveheart. And again, it's Cariel. Relentless pressure to try to win that back. It forces a throw on the far side. Here's Pinto. Switched out wide. Dembele had a really good chance earlier, looking to turn there, and just ran out of real estate and will concede the throw-in. Dembele, a player who you will see not only in the UPSL but as well in the APSL, one of the key figures of Doxa in the Metropolitan Conference. He led that team in goals across 2024-25 with 12, and another very competitive semi-professional soccer league here in the New York area. Bedoya. Now into the midfield. Spanish native, former Hofstra man, Rock Carlos with a lovely turn. And a ball in behind that doesn't quite reach its target. Good defending in the end on the recovery. Cariel bounces from the center back. OJ Bedward, another stalwart player of this Renegades team, was part of their 3 consecutive division championships that are in peril of maintaining that streak. If Braveheart can get a result tonight, they can just about confirm that. This is a lovely challenge from Pinto, and now the other way goes Braveheart. It's Pinto again, if not through the recovery of Garcia. It's going to go out for Renegades throw on the near side. Looking down the line for Rosero. The bounce is a friendly one, and Dylan Woods with a burst of speed here. Really good recovery. Lovely challenge. Moussa Diarra on the way back, the center back, just had to get that challenge right, and he did beautifully so to cut out the counter from Renegades. Flores. The ball back in play from the throw-in for Woods. Dylan Woods trying to turn the Honduran there. One of the more accomplished players across many ranks in the New York soccer scene, the former Oyster Bay United player. Also spent time with New York Pan-Cyprian Freedoms in their playoff runs last year. There's Cruz. Now Rock Carlos. Early long ball in the direction of Dembele. Good first touch and use of the body from Dembele. Cheeky soul roll as well before he gets it over to Bedoya. Looking inside for a cutting runner there. Is going to play advantage, the referee does. And that'll be the first corner of the contest for the visitors. Short corner. Now the service comes in, but got that one once again all wrong and goes out all the way on the far side for a throw. Not sure who the intended target was there. Back for Edwards. New York Renegades won the 2025 Spring Northeast American North Division. They won the 2024 Fall Northeast American North Division and won it in the spring of 2024 as well. And going back to the fall of 2023 when the North and South divisions were still mixed in just the Northeast American. It's the last time that a team that wasn't the Renegades won it, and it was Braveheart. 2 years to the day, and they could absolutely bring back that division title form with a result tonight. A draw would just about do it, but a win would cement it. One final game remains for each of these sides after tonight. For the Renegades, they go to Bay Park Athletic Field to face AFC Academy, the only team that's beaten them in the league this year. Whereas Braveheart, who have won 7 in a row after drawing East Coast in their first match, finish up against Brooklyn FC2, who they've just beaten 6-2 on the weekend. They have to feel good about that one. They've got to worry about this big rivalry match first. It's a lovely turn in the middle from Garcia. He's got room to run and numbers to his left. He's going to use them. It's Matthews Cariel charging at Rock Carlos. Now out wide for Ruiz. 3 orange shirts in the box for Sebastian Ruiz. Avoids the challenge of 1. Now the service comes in. It was Woods at the back post. Diarra clears. Not all the way back into midfield where it's a couple of orange shirts. Braveheart come away with it. Here's Pinto. Now Pinto, the former Queens College attacker, has got 4 goals in UPSL play this season. Long ball looking forward for Carlos, who's lurched out of the central midfield position. It's recovered by Bedward and cleared by Eric Edwards. Retaining possession, however, are the Renegades now. Here's Garcia. Or rather, that's Campos for Garcia. And Rosero. He's got Ruiz on the overlap. The first shot is blocked. The second one nearly falls kindly for Garcia. It is played away by Pinto only as far as Flores. Inside, here's Dylan Woods. Woods with a good ball in the middle for Rosero, who lets fly. And he caught it well, but it would have had to have been a spectacular strike to beat Cruz there. It's another save, his second of the evening. Dembele with a lovely leave back into the middle for Carlos. He's going to play the speedy Duga Dembele again. Cut out brilliantly by Bedward. O.J. Bedward, formerly of Bryant and Stratton College before playing throughout the New York soccer landscape with New Amsterdam FC, Lansdowne Yonkers before finding a home more recently with the Renegades, and has been a crucial center back for this side in their success over the past several years. Club founded in 2019, have been among the top of New York City semi-professional and amateur soccer really ever since. However, it was Braveheart who had the best go of it in the playoffs most recently. The spring 2025 regional champion, they actually went all the way to the national quarterfinals of UPSL. Switched out wide, Dembele. He's got as many as 4 numbers in the box. The cross is a low one. The second try is flicked on. I think it was a bit closer than it might have seemed initially, and it's actually going to be a corner for Braveheart. Their second of the contest. 15 minutes and change in, still 0-0 at Sousa. A couple of good looks either side. There's a goal line clearance just 3 minutes in from Braveheart to deny Renegades the opener. Would have been a Dylan Woods goal, and Duga Dembele got put in behind and seemed like he had a really good chance, but enough to finish on what otherwise was a bouncing ball. Neither side giving the opponent an inch in the first quarter of an hour. We'll see what Braveheart can do from this corner. It's the captain, Bedoya, standing over it. His outswinger gets to the penalty spot, but the first head is that of Milton Campos. Now out for Sebastian Ruiz. Wanted to turn inside for Cariel, but just too much distance between them. And now Bedoya forward for Pinto, who had a good flick in behind and just couldn't wrong foot Cáceres. And now the Renegades can go the other way. Here's Woods. Does well to leave it for Cariel. And Campos. Campos long ball in behind. Looking for Ruiz. And it's down is still Dylan Woods. And we will see a stoppage as that one heads out of play. Starting right winger for the Renegades. One of the more exciting players we see in these divisional ranks. Just shaken up after that little back heel to Cariel. There was a bit of contact in it. Looks like Woods is all right to continue. We'll see what they do with throw-in. As I mentioned, Braveheart coming into this one with 7 straight league wins between September the 6th, September 28th. I mean, the month of September, it was very nice. 4 matches, 4 wins. They've scored as many as 16 goals in that span and conceded 0. The only points dropped were in the first match of the season at East Coast FC, a 1-1 draw. Since then, they've been perfect. Dembele looking for something to do in the attacking third. It falls for Pinto now, who's got space. Pinto thought about it, back out wide in the direction of Bedoya, but the pass was caught out. He was standing alone on an island in the right wing position. That would have been really dangerous. Now that's out for a deep throw for the Renegades. And not only are they unbeaten in their 8 games to this point this season, Braveheart, they're 11 matches unbeaten, going all the way back to May 18th, which was a 1-0 loss to, you guessed it, the Renegades, the last team in league play to defeat Braveheart. Of course, they did lose to Chicago United in the national quarterfinals this past summer. But in league play, they've been unbeaten in 11, 9 wins in that span across 2 seasons now. belly. Just trying to nudge that one over to Glenford Gentle up front, who hasn't seen a whole lot of the ball yet. It's good work by the defense of Cáceres and Bedward, who launches this one forward. Rosero trying to take it off the chest. It's picked up in the middle by Braveheart, and it's the former Hofstra man, Carlos, who's hounded there by Garcia and Cariel, and the foul's actually going to go against him for a handball. And more of what we've come to expect from the two rivals, just drawing at each other in the middle. The referee, Luca Palanca, awarding that one Renegades' way. The assistant referees this evening, Manny Ventura and Jackie Liang. The fourth official is Matthew Hillardy on the far side. Here's Bedward. And Ruiz now for Cariel, who wants the long ball. And it's a good one now, crossing it back in, but Cruz was all over it. It's good goalkeeping to up on the edge of the 6-yard box to cut that out. It was a streaking run from the left back, Christian Garcia. Long ball in the direction of Gentle is left by Pinto for Bedoya. The flag is down as Pinto is sent in behind. Looking over to Gentle. Couldn't get his foot all the way around it. Deflects out for a goal kick. The ability to play in transition from Braveheart has been pretty impressive to this point. Just haven't been able to get that good look in the dangerous areas in front of goal. That one, a half chance really for Gentle. A difficult one to deal with on his left foot. Danny Bedoya turns and runs into trouble with Campos, who's looking for Ruiz. Carles playing through a foul. And now the advantage expunged. Milton Campos forward. Campos thought about it for a moment. Into the penalty area and retreats now for Garcia. Square ball. Here's Ruiz. Now Cariel looking in behind for Garcia. Picked up again. Effort from distance. Great left-hand save from Cruz to force the third corner of the evening for the Renegades. So really good effort in the end from Oscar Rivas, who just took a touch out of his feet with a little bit of space. And the corner to come from Sebastian Ruiz, an outswinger, driven low and cleared by the first defender. Cariel, lovely ball to Ruiz. Another good look. And the late run came in from Flores and he just couldn't redirect it back on frame. We've seen some good transition play from the midfield trio of Rock Carlos, Joseph Holland, and Danny Bedoya for Braveheart. It's a formidable midfield, really, on paper, and they've brought it to the pitch as well tonight as Cáceres wins that one out of the air. Diarra looking for a teammate to throw it into. Carlos comes over and is able to switch it. Wilson Quintero, the Colombian center back. Oh, and he's caught in possession there. It was Oscar Rivas who picked it up and wanted to send Cariel in behind, and he just couldn't get on the same page with the two of them there. Another opportunity missed by the Renegades, and Braveheart with a sigh of relief in that gaff in possession. Here's Diarra. Searching for Dembele, who's got Bedward on his back, just shielding the defender now, and Bedoya. He's got 2 numbers in the box. He had Holland as well as Gentle, couldn't find either. Cycling this one back out and intercepted by Ruiz. Forward is Campos, just ran out of real estate. Really good recovery from Leo Pinto. Now Dembele on the feed from Holland. Just to slow things down here. Again, the first thought process you could tell was, is the long ball on? It's been working with real effect from Braveheart. But Carlos going to switch this one on the ground, looking for Holland, and it's a little bit too much oomph on that one. It goes out for a throw. Throw finds Rivas. It's defended well by Carlos. It's a good press, but Carlos runs out of room. Flores there to win possession back for the Renegades, and a good first ball for Cariel. The second one was cut out brilliantly from Braveheart. It would have sent Ruiz off to the races had that gotten through. Carlos plays first time for Pinto. Can't get a good enough hold of it. Bedward plays the challenge, shouts for a foul, none given there. And Cariel going to play through a foul as well. Referee content to let this game be played to the whistle. And it's Matthews Cariel who's still down and in pain, clutching that right ankle after that challenge. Referee didn't see anything in back-to-back collisions for either side, and just content to let both teams play through. Cariel looks like he's good to continue. Cariel and Woods now. Keep an eye on the two of them. Have both turned up at multiple points in this game with injuries. Now just a hair under half an hour into the 27th minute. Still 0-0 between the Renegades and New York Braveheart here at the Sousa Sports Complex in Central Islip. Here's Holland. Birmingham, England native finds Pinto, who is fouled from behind. Milton Campos, the guilty party there. Joseph Holland, another player that we're familiar with in the New York soccer community across several leagues and clubs. As Dembele's going to let go from distance, and it forced a brilliant save out of Eric Edwards. Just a touch out of his feet, and from seemingly nothing could have produced a wonder goal if not for the intervention from the Jamaican goalkeeper there. Lovely save to pick that one out of the top corner. It's going to be the third corner of the evening for Braveheart. Bedoya's outswinger to the penalty spot. It finds the head of Joseph Holland. It was always going to be a difficult effort from there. That one sails over the goal for a goal kick. Joe Holland, not only do we know him from his New York Pan-Cyprian Freedom days as a player from FC Motown, where he's also now coached with the Pan-Cyprians, but a player who played at Hofstra, came over from England and found a home at the Houston Dynamo briefly before playing with several clubs at the USL ranks, and a longtime pro who has a very impressive career at the semi-pro ranks in the New York area now. Here's Campos. Edward stepping into midfield. Got by a couple, played through one foul. Rivas now as the advantage is given by the referee. Woods with numbers at the back post. Woods charging at the defense into the penalty area now, and it was a good challenge in the end to force the corner. Doesn't seem much danger from the corner for either side. Both teams have had a handful. This will be the fourth now for the Renegades. So Rivas' corner, driven low. Woods leaves it, but it's still defended nicely by Braveheart, and they could counter. The look for Pinto was intercepted, however. Cariel was quick to it. Now Ruiz on the turn can switch it for Junior Rosero. And now Ruiz. We mentioned Braveheart's terrific run this season. Perhaps you could call it an advantage that they're not playing many games outside of their league schedule. Of course, the Renegades are now into the third round of US Open Cup qualifying as Holland has got some space down the right wing. His cross, looking for Gentles, defended away. Falls now for Leo Pinto. If he can get it out of his feet, he could get a good look here, but it's defended nicely again by Francisco Flores. Here's Cariel. Cariel, the Ecuadorian, does well there to switch it. Now it's Ruiz with space to attack. Sebastian Ruiz gets around the defender, but only the ball, not the man. No foul given again from the referee. It was Nicolas Cifuentes Diaz, the Queens College alum at the right back position, who just did enough to get his body in the way. And then that ball down the line, looking for Dembele, cut out again by Garcia. Here's Holland. Gentle just concedes possession there to Campos. Good fight from the Renegades midfield as Dylan Woods gives chase to one. Quintero has to retreat back to the goalkeeper, Cruz. Carlos for Pinto, who wanted to leave it for Diarra. Instead, cut out by Flores, and now Rosero can bounce. Campos switches. Garcia was just there waiting for it. Dembele quicker to it. Good recovery from the Braveheart winger, who's now dispossessed. Here's Cariel again. Cerro bounces for Cariel, and the switch had his mind on Francisco Flores, but cut out again by Rock Carlos in the middle, and now Holland can switch. Duga Dembele for Danny Bedoya. Back for Dembele, defended by Garcia. He gets around him. The flag comes up on the far side. And the assistant referee, Manny Ventura, it's going to be a dangerous free kick opportunity now for Braveheart. Almost like they'll treat this like a corner. It's going to be a big test for Edwards and the Renegades back line. As Braveheart have connected on one or two of their corners to this evening, but haven't gotten anything clear on goal. Let's see if the new angle off the side can pay dividends. 6 blue shirts in the box for Braveheart. Cross coming into the back post. It was Diarra, but he couldn't redirect it back towards goal. One trickles all the way out wide for another Braveheart throw. They've been able to find players from wide areas with service, just haven't been able to redirect it back towards goal. Another example, that free kick there. Diarra does well. Lovely couple of first touches and is able to find Leo Pinto as well. Pinto fights through a couple. Joseph Holland into the box now. Real chance for Braveheart. Back for Pinto. Saved by Edwards and cleared. Brilliant recovery defense from the Renegades, and they could be off now. Here's Sebastian Ruiz. Inside for Cariel, who leaves it for Rivas. Rivas' touch just let him down a little bit there, and Diarra can clear. A really good look between Joseph Holland and Leo Pinto on the other end. Great reactionary save from Edwards to keep us out of deadlock. Folks, be sure to tune in to Game and Frame's slate of matches on this Saturday, the 18th, in UPSL action. It's Ironbound SCP versus Bulldogs SC in the UPSL Northeast American South. Couple of New Jersey sides going at it. And then at 7:30, East Coast FC versus New York Empire. That one also Saturday, October the 18th, in UPSL Northeast American North action. The final match of the season for either of those teams. One out of the air by Garcia. Here's Oscar Rivas. 1 goal on the season to Rivas' name. Now Rosero. Just ran out of room there. And picked up in possession again by Braveheart. Here's Pinto. Does well to get through a couple of orange shirts, and still Pinto again. Beautifully timed run from Dembele, or so I thought. The flag does come up. It was a lovely finish in the end, but it won't count. Offside is the decision from the referee. It was a beautiful bit of footwork from Leo Pinto, and he was able to shrug off the recovery defense from Francisco Flores. Just a hair offside, it seems. Duga Dembele. Lovely football, though, from Braveheart. We're a bounce away, really, from either side opening the scoring. It's just had that feel since the moment the match started. We saw a goal line clearance 3 minutes in, and then just moments later, a ball in behind from Dembele that he didn't end up striking on target, but had a really good opportunity. And this time, he made no mistake with the finish, but unfortunately called back for the offside decision. Still 0-0 with under 10 minutes to go, plus stoppage time in this first half. Here's Diarra. Long ball for Gentle. Now Bedoya. Switches for Holland. And now he can complete it to the far side. Dembele again with space. Recovering is Ruiz. Dembele thought about it. Now Dembele's going to let fly. Great save. Did that go back off the post? The second chance is there. Into the arms of Edwards. It'd be interesting to see that one again. Was he able to smack that shot into the post, or did he get all of that? Because it was another very hard effort from Dembele. Edwards has had to make a few key saves in this half. Pressure coming from Rock Carlos, and conceding a corner. Oh, the Renegades a bit sloppy there from the home side. It'll be the 4th corner now for Braveheart. One body on the goalkeeper, the rest hanging out by the penalty spot. Arriving late into the box. Stuga Dembele now another number. Cross goes to the penalty area. The target was Gentle. It's cleared away but recovered by Carlos. Carlos turns, thought about the shot, instead floats it for Holland, who's onside. The recovery from Cáceres was a good one, and the clearance deflects off Holland and out for a goal kick. Renegades end up doing well with a sticky situation there. Samuel Cáceres looking forward for Woods. Just a bit out of his range. And out for a throw. Yara's throw looks long, but is one out of the air by Campos. And now Garcia with a good step forward into the midfield, if not for a good challenge from Quintero. Oscar Rivas, I think, is going to be called for the handball there. The foul will come out at the Braveheart end. Bedoya. Head for Dembele. Instead, intercepted. Good defending on his back from Christian Garcia. Here's Rivas. Ahead for Cariel on the half turn. Defended by Carlos. And seen all the way out for a throw on the far side. Again, a draw wouldn't quite settle first place for Braveheart, but it would be a favorable result, certainly. It would mean that they control their destiny into the final match of the season, and even a loss, a narrow loss, still sees Braveheart remain in control to a degree, with goal difference on their side, currently 6 goals ahead of the Renegades, who are plus 17, Braveheart's plus 23. The only unbeaten team left in the UPSL Northeast American North Conference. 7 wins and 1 draw to this point. They've been phenomenal. Of course, there's also playoff implications outside of the title if you're the Renegades. Gentle does well to find Dembele forward. Does Dembele have the legs to beat this? Edwards does well, coming out of his box to win it, and in possession finds the feet of Cariel, who's got loads of space in the middle. It's really good defending and use of feet from the goalkeeper, Eric Edwards. So Ruiz trying to get around Diaz and is defended again on that far side. The new playoff format in the UPSL sees teams 1 through 6 in the division go to the regional playoff. Right now, those 6 are all but decided. Osners FC in 6th with 13 points. Brooklyn FC 2 in 7th on 7 points. They'd have to win their final 2 matches and overcome 15 goals to sneak into the playoffs. So the playoff field's essentially set. It's a lovely ball to the back post. Garcia looking back for Woods, just got out of his reach and trickles all the way out for a throw. Another really good look on the switch from the Renegades, just didn't quite link up the final ball. Of course, the 6 teams that finish 1 through 6 will make the playoffs. Teams 1 and 2 get a bye. Most likely that will be Braveheart and Renegades in either order. Should they finish, they'll get the bye. But a loss today for the Renegades sees them be in a situation where New York Empire has an opportunity to leapfrog them for 2nd place. That's a real concern should they lose this game. The ball in behind is a good one. There was another late run from Garcia all the way from the left back position. He's been getting up and down that far side. Has left that defense a little bit vulnerable to the long balls for Duga Dembele. We've seen him from both ends. He's going for Gentle. Confronted by Woods, but he finds Pinto. That's going to be a foul issued against Cáceres. Just a bit of an unnecessary infraction there. Not a whole lot of contact, but no need to go into the heels of that player. He's facing the corner. And now it gives another opportunity from the service for Braveheart. Haven't quite forced a good chance from the services yet, but they've been finding players in and around the box from these wide areas. We'll see what they can do here. To the 44th minute now of this first half. Still 0-0 at Sousa between Renegades and Braveheart. In this potentially title-clinching match for the Northeast American North Fall 2025 UPSL Division. A lot of air on that one, and that gives time for Eric Edwards to come out and collect. Forward for Garcia. And now Ruiz. Trying to bounce off Rosero was Ruiz, and now Campos can play it. Back to Ruiz again. Switch for Flores. Flores just ran out of space there and out for another Renegades throw. Bouncing off of Cariel as Flores. And now switching through Campos, and that's going to be an early halftime whistle. No added time in the first half here at Sousa. 45 minutes down, and it's still 0-0 between the Renegades and Braveheart. A huge 45 minutes that could be decisive for the league table coming up on Game and Frame. Don't go anywhere.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards, so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer, and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game and Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
And we're back at Sousa Sports Complex. New York Renegades 0, Braveheart SC 0. After 45 minutes here in Central Islip. James Burley with you for Game and Frame. Jorge Espinoza behind the camera. We've seen a couple of big chances for both teams. Honestly shocked that we're still scoreless here with the looks that either side have had. Eric Edwards, the Renegades goalkeeper, had to be particularly huge at the end of that first half. Giovanni Cruz and the other goal for Braveheart, also with a number of big saves. Not seeing any changes for either side after 45 minutes. So we are just about set to get underway for second half action here on Game and Frame. Reminder of the league table. Up top in first is Braveheart on 22 points. Renegades 3 points back on 19. A win for the Renegades, and they can put pressure on Braveheart in the final match day. Although the goal difference is more favorable to Braveheart. They're 6 goals ahead. A draw from Braveheart would just about put it to rest, but a win would confirm the division title. Of course, the top 6 teams in the division go on to the regional playoff, where the first and second finishing teams receive a bye. And of course, you've got to win the playoffs to go to the national playoffs, which, despite not winning the division last year, Braveheart did do and went to the national quarterfinal. As we are underway for the second 45 here at the Sousa Sports Complex. It's the Renegades who get things back underway. Eric Edwards sending one long into the direction of Junior Rosero. Instead, Carlos, an early ball looking for Joseph Holland. Just a little bit too straight. It falls into the path again of Edwards. Second half starting right where we left off. High energy. Direct football going both ways. It's Cáceres. And forward for Flores. And now Woods is looking to flick that one on for Rosero. Instead, Cruz has to clear. Carlos content to go long, and Holland's going to give chase on the captain, Samuel Cáceres. Edwards all the way out of his goal to try to keep this one in play. Shouts from Braveheart for a corner. Instead, it will be a throw. Samuel Cáceres, another very established player within these ranks. The center back and captain. It's a lovely flick on from Duga Dembele, but it falls back into the path of the goalkeeper, Edwards. Cáceres started his career in Argentina, the Paraguayan, with Independiente before making his way stateside with the New York Cosmos back in the NASL days, before returning back to South America, brief stints in Venezuela as well as Nacional in his native Paraguay. Here's Quintero. And Diaz. Nico Cifuentes Diaz goes back to his former collegiate teammate, and Giovanni Cruz, the goalkeeper. Bounces off Pinto. It's lovely football from Braveheart to break out of the press. In the direction of Holland, that ball was cut out. And now Campos. Good ball from Woods. Rivas on the turn. Junior Rosero forward. Was looking for Sebastian Ruiz, but not before the flag came up on the far side. It's the first AR, Manny Ventura, to whistle him. Braveheart gets us back underway. Running into a bit of trouble there. Moussa Diarra is going to draw the foul in midfield. I don't think we'll see a card here for Milton Campos, but just a talking to from Gianluca Palanca. Yet to see the first card brandished through 48 minutes. As we get closer and closer to the finish, I imagine things will start to look a little bit different out there. Here's Bedoya. One out of the air by Bedward. Now Matheus Cariel looking forward for Ruiz. Recovering is Quintero. And Cruz coming back to feet here, and there was always going to be a little bit of trouble with the numbers pressing forward for Renegades. They win that throw-in. Trying to draw the foul there. Oscar Rivas, the referee, having none of it. Here's Bedoya. Early ball for Pinto. Just ran out of real estate on that far side. Another throw to come. Dembele with a difficult touch, but he kept the play alive briefly for Braveheart. Cariel and Campos play out of the danger. Here's Garcia. And Ruiz. And Campos to switch. Flores. Thrown on the far side goes the way of Braveheart. Bit shaky in possession there as Rivas comes in with the challenge, but doing well to win it back. Are the visitors. Pinto looking to turn with a defender on his back. It was Flores who got the touch on the ball. Ruiz into the middle. Now Rosero. Looking back inside for Rivas. There's Dylan Woods, who is trying to regain possession. Now Carlos gets it forward for Pinto. That's lovely stuff. Pinto looking early for Dembele. I think the flag might have gone up had that pass found the target. Instead, it goes out for a throw. It's back for Garcia. We can't quite clear it. Carlos looking in the middle for Pinto. An important touch there from Cáceres to knock it away. Here's Woods. Bouncing off of Rosero. Just too much oomph on the return. And cleared now by Cruz. Bedoya for Carlos, who clean challenge made by Cariel. Now, that ball in the other way is whistled for a handball. By the law of the game, I think that certainly is a handball, but an unfortunate one to concede nonetheless for Braveheart. And this now could be in shooting distance, perhaps the edge of shooting distance. It's going to be interesting to see what they concoct here. We saw a chance from further out in the first half early on that Samuel Cáceres, the captain center back, leathered from distance and forced a difficult save really out of Cruz. This one might even be of a bit better distance for that type of hit. I think there's just shouts to the bench from the Renegades players. Someone needs some medical attention. I think that's Dylan Woods they're motioning to from medical staff. Woods, as well as Cariel, briefly went down in the first half, and just hope it's nothing serious flaring up for Dylan Woods as he receives attention here. Into the 54. We didn't see any added time in the first half, although there were a couple of stoppages. I think the late start perhaps may have factored into the referee's decision there, but we'll see what the end of the 90 looks like as we have a lengthy stoppage in play now. Looking ahead for Braveheart, their final match of the regular season will be this Saturday at home at Michael J. Tully Park against Brooklyn FC2, a team that they beat over the weekend at Aviator Sports Center by a score of 6-2. Of course, they've got to get through this one before they can start thinking about the next one. It's a match that they'll be heavy favorites in. And the Renegades, on the other hand, they've got to play the only team that's beaten them in the league this year to this point. It's AFC Academy, and they've got to go on the road to Bay Park Athletic Field. That one will be on Sunday for the home side. Both teams opened up the season perhaps playing their worst soccer of the season. In Braveheart's case, the only draw in their very first game, followed by 7 straight wins, in which they've scored 22 goals and have only conceded 5. They've been spectacular in that regard. And as for the Renegades, they opened up the season with a win, but followed that with that loss to AFC Academy. And to this point, that's plagued their title chances. But from about 30 or so yards out, potential to rectify that wrong. And the 55th minute now against Braveheart at Susa. Rivas, Cariel, and Campos all standing over the ball. It's not going to be Cáceres this time. It's Rivas into the wall, and Cruz collects. Now an early counter-attacking chance. Bedward wins it out of the air, but can't keep it in front of him. It goes out for a throw. Good bit of gamesmanship there from Matthews Cariel, just letting his defense return, get their numbers back behind them, and slow down the throw as Nico Cifuentes Diaz gets us back underway. Here's Jordan Bailon, the former New York Red Bulls Academy product. Spent several years at Dartmouth before finishing his collegiate career with St. John's. So a member, several others on the field on both sides, the New York Penn Cyprian Freedoms. Bedoya looking for Carlos, who let it run. Regains possession now for Pinto. Pinto into the penalty area, crossing back for Dembele, who takes it out of the air. And it was a difficult one to deal with again from Duga Dembele. And that one trickles wide for a goal kick. Again, would have taken a spectacular strike for Duga Dembele to have pulled that one off, but Braveheart inching closer and closer in this second half. We'll see what the Renegades can provide in retaliation as Ruiz and Carlos fight for it. It is going to be a foul issued against Sebastian Ruiz. Early ball coming from Carlos in the direction of Pinto, looking to catch the Renegades defense sleeping. Pinto corrals possession on the feed from Holland. Leo Pinto is in. Pinto into the path of Edwards, who makes one of the easier saves he's had to make this evening. Frankly, he's made some more difficult chances look a lot harder. Eric Edwards to this point. Still 0-0, perhaps the best look of the contest for Braveheart there. Corralled by Rivas. Going to switch is Garcia. Instead, he's going to be content with the throw. And we'll see what what the Renegades decide to do here. It's like a player waiting to come on for the home side. And it will be the end of Junior Rosero's night up front. For now, the dynamic duo of Rosero and Ruiz will have to be separated. Coming onto the pitch now for the Renegades. With 3 goals on the season, it's Mario Barrionuevo. Only Angelo Quintanilla has more goals than Barrionuevo for the Renegades this season. Still on the bench, Quintanilla. Hard challenge there. Shouts from both sides, and I think we're going to see the first card of the contest. The shouts from the Braveheart bench are red. Musa Diarra got the brunt of that, and it's going to be yellow issued, I believe, towards Oscar Rivas was the guilty party there. It was honestly only a matter of what color the card was, really. And it is yellow in the end. Could have been a massive game-changing moment as we approach the hour mark between the Renegades and Braveheart. Potential title decider in the UPSL Northeast American North Division. Ruiz intercepts that ball that was intended for Diaz, and he's just going to run out of room on this near side in his efforts to keep possession. Here's Cruz. Looking long, but the press does well for the Renegades. Cariel for Rivas. He struck it well, but just wide. And you have to ask, are the Renegades going to get a better look than that in the next 30 minutes or so? Really good opportunities for both teams to score throughout the hour and change now at this point. Still 0-0 at Susa. Is it just going to be one of those days for both of these teams tonight? Holland with a lovely first touch out of the air, but Milton Campos does well to win the ball back off him. Here's Bedward. Looking for Ruiz, held up by Diaz, and it is going to be a foul. The referee was all over that one. Nico Cifuentes Diaz, the guilty party there. Here's Campos. Now Cáceres. He's looking out wide for Flores. Just played it behind him, not in sync, those two. Out for another throw. Good turn there from Pinto. Just couldn't link up with Holland. And now the Renegades again. Cariel with space to his left. Here's Garcia. Was looking early for Ruiz. Again cut out by Diaz. He's got to do a little bit more work to keep it. Now the shot from distance comes and forces a full dive out of Cruz. But only a courtesy dive, out for a goal kick. It was another substitute, Angelo Quintanilla, who let that one fly from range. Two of the 3 attackers to start the match have come off for the Renegades. Dylan Woods and Junior Rosero off. Angelo Quintanilla and Mario Barrionuevo on. As Barrionuevo gives chase as Jordan Bailon clears. Second ball falls the way of Cariel. Looking over the top for Barrionuevo. It's a good ball, but the goalkeeper, Cruz, quicker to it. Lovely goalkeeping from Giovanni Cruz. Pinto trying to fight his way through a couple of orange shirts. Does well to regain possession. He's had a lovely game on the wing, Leo Pinto. Looking again for Duga Dembele was Rock Carlos. And watching this one all the way out is Christian Garcia. Folks, we remind you that today's Game and Frame broadcast is brought to you by Petrobax, your gateway to Spain and Portugal. From unforgettable vacations to exclusive soccer group tricks, Petrobax gets you closer to the action, the culture, and the biggest teams on the Iberian Peninsula. Visit Petrobax.com and start planning your dream trip today. We thank Petrobax for sponsoring this Game and Frame broadcast. As Eric Edwards takes a touch out of his feet and knocks it forward for Flores. Won by Diarra. No foul given. Another collision on the far side as the Renegades keep it in. It's been a very let-him-play day from the referees. Ruiz around Diaz, the cross in, looking for Quintanilla. It's corralled now by Quintanilla, looking for Rivas. Collision with Pinto there. He's looking for the penalty, not going to be given again. He's certainly been consistent with his decisions tonight. Here's Cariel again. Slow to his feet on the far side. In defense for Braveheart is Diarra. Cross coming in his direction. He's got to shield out Quintanilla as well as Flores on the far side, and he does well. Moussa Diarra is going to wait for a stoppage in play now. Just shaken up after that collision with Rivas and had to get back to his feet to defend. Warrior mentality before going back to the turf. And again, we'll see what it looks like in terms of added time from Gianluca Polanca, the head referee. Hasn't really had to make any big decisions to this point, but he's been consistent and confident in the center of the park today. And for now, Braveheart will have to go on with 10. Their left back, Moussa Diarra, is out, receiving medical attention on the far side. We'll see if a substitution is prepared or if he'll be able to continue. Here's Rivas. Cáceres wanted to float this one in early. Instead, it's a moonshot in the direction of Cruz, who gathers. Cruz going long and deflects off the head of Garcia, and it will be a throw for Braveheart. Diaz coming to take this throw, bounces off of Holland, and that one's going to be a corner. Clever thinking from Diaz. He knew he wasn't going to be able to maintain possession. Just try to do what you can, win the corner, and he did. It'll be the fifth corner now for Braveheart, their first of the second half. There's a couple of substitutions being prepared, one for either side. You have to imagine the Renegades will decide to wait on this change. Renegades coach Boris Linares is going to be forced to bring in this substitution now. I'm not sure if he wanted to. Always a risk making a change when you're defending a set piece. It can be a marking nightmare. We'll see if Braveheart can capitalize on this opportunity and if Renegades can get away with another. It's Bedoya's corner. Cleared for the moment, and the second chance also cleared by Rivas. Early ball looking for Barrio Nuevo. Cruz has to come out and just a little nudge from the head to safe haven for Rock Carlos. Big switch, looking for Bedoya. Met by Ruiz. And instead falls back the way of the Renegades. And the substitution for Braveheart, the one we expected. Musa Diarra exits, the former NYCFC youth player who a great blue-collar game at the left-back position tonight. Unfortunate he doesn't get to see out the full 90. And the change for the Renegades, it's Christian Cuero Valencia who comes in, another striker option for Boris Linares and the Renegades. They need a goal, really, if they want to have a claim at the division title. Not less that they would love to get a victory at home over their bitter rivals, Braveheart. As that ball bounces in the back, Bedward has to deal with it. And Garcia tries to clear, but into the direction of Carlos. Carlos looks for Joe Holland. Flag is down. Joe Holland still Holland. And the recovery from Garcia was brilliant. Holland incensed that he's not been awarded a penalty there. Balon recovers, and Cruz clears. Rivas fighting for the second ball, whistled for a foul there. I believe that might have been Milton Campos, and Rivas already on a yellow card. Gotta be careful about kicking the ball after the whistle. Receives a talking to from Palanca. Be a devastating way to go down to 10 men. At this point in the match, at this point in the season. Ruiz just couldn't bounce it back to Garcia, but regains possession only as far as Rock Carlos. Good ball from Carlos into Dembele. Was looking for Pinto, but a good step from Cáceres to clear. Balon wins a couple of balls in the back, and now Pinto looking again for Joseph Holland. Cut out again. The Renegades struggling in possession in their own half. Can Braveheart make them pay? Here's Pinto. Lovely turn around one into the penalty area now. Leo Pinto. Still Pinto into Joseph Holland. Saved by Edwards. He's had to come up big again in between the pipes for the Renegades, and I think he might have paid the price. That one caught him right in the midsection. Eric Edwards, another huge save, another big opportunity for Braveheart to go ahead in this second half. Edwards will carry on after the big save. Now the sixth corner of the evening for Braveheart. Into the 6-yard box, Bedward there to clear, but right back to the corner taker, Bedoya. Driven back in, deflects. Now Valencia can get it to safe haven, only as far as Carlos, who lets fly. What a save that is from Eric Edwards. Again, coming up big. The 7th corner awaits now for Braveheart. What a strike from Rock Carlos. I can't believe he saved that. Caught that one on the bounce. A lovely volley. And an even better save from Edwards, who at this point has been the man of the match for Renegades. Bedoya's corner again. This time finds the head of Duga Dembele, but falls just wide. So close again, Braveheart. They couldn't have gotten any closer on those last couple of chances. A wonder strike from Carlos is denied by Edwards. A chance in close from Holland is denied. And Dembele with a good-looking header falls wide. The Renegades still alive in this one. Into the 74th minute now we go. At Susa, 0-0 between these two rivals. Ball early, looking for Joseph Holland. OJ Bedward in defense, does really well to use his body there and earn the goal kick. And you can sense the urgency picking up in the home side. They know what little time lies between them and their hopes of a division title for the 4th straight time. That ball intercepted by Bedoya. This could be dangerous for Braveheart. Bedoya thought about it, and still Bedoya! What a save again from Eric Edwards! Bedoya showed great patience to hesitate and not force that one off his left foot, set it up for his favorite right foot, and it was a great save again from Edwards, who has had to make 3 spectacular saves in just a matter of minutes to keep his side in it, let alone some great saves we saw from him as well in the first half. Barrio Nuevo bounces back for Flores now. Flores again into the attacking third, looking in behind for Valencia. It's cut out and possession regained. A strike from distance for Milton Campos. A bit impatient from him. You can hear the shouts from O.J. Bedward as well, relaying the same message. Here's Diaz. Dembele, good ball in the middle. Now space forward for Braveheart. Joe Holland just trickled into an offside position. The shot from distance goes wayward. But the space now is there. You see the gamble being played. One less piece in central midfield from Coach Linares' preferred diamond. And they've got 2 center forwards in the substitute Valencia and Barrio Nuevo, who's on the ball now, looking forward for Ruiz. And all the way into the arms of the goalkeeper, Cruz again. Just unable to get hold of the ball right now, Renegades. Since they've started to pick up the pace, they've had a little bit more trouble in possession, as Dembele does well to hold off Garcia. Good bit of strength from Dembele there, but just coughs up possession. And now Ruiz has room to run in front of him. Sebastian Ruiz fights through a challenge from Diaz. Here's Campos. Here's Cáceres looking forward for Quintanilla. Defended nicely on that far side by the substitute and out for another goal kick. Here's Diaz. Dembele with a lovely bounce again into the middle. This time a foul is going to be whistled. It's Barrio Nuevo who's called for that. And now a little bit of extracurriculars after the whistle as well between those two. And I think now we are going to see a talking to now from the referee, Gianluca Palanca. Two bitter rivals back to their usual antics again at Sousa. Into the 78th minute now. Only so much time for Renegades, but I imagine we'll see more stoppage time in the second half. We didn't see any in the first. Bahilan looking forward for Holland. Clever defending there from Cáceres to knock it back to the goalkeeper, Edwards. Bedward, and now the press intensifying from Dembele and Braveheart. Running into a bit of trouble there was Garcia. Joseph Holland's got space. Bounces for Bedoya, and now Carlos. Diaz's cross, a floater. It should be easy for Edwards, and it is. Quick out for Flores. Possession regained by Milton Campos. Now launched forward for Cristian Cuero Valencia. Here is Cristian Cuero Valencia now. Bouncing off of Barrio Nuevo. Out wide for Quintanilla. And Campos Lofted ball to the back post, and that's going to be easy for Giovanni Cruz. If you thought that Braveheart would be content with the draw, that more or less confirms the title for them, you better think again. They're going long straight from the goalkeeper's hands. Here's Holland. One Hofstra alum to the other as Carlos draws the foul. A hard challenge in behind from Milton Campos, and it will be a yellow card. It's the second yellow shown this evening. The second one shown to the Renegades. Campos joins Rivas in the book. It's a matter of how Braveheart deal with this. Not the best look from goal. It's going to be a three-man wall for the home side. Dembele and Bedoya over the ball now. As many as 5 shirts awaiting a potential follow-up chance or cross at the back post. Looks like Dembele maybe lining up to shoot off the left. Bedoya the option from the right. It's Dembele who fires. And that one sails over the goal again. Now a substitution coming for the Renegades. And it will be the end of the night for Oscar Rivas after 80 minutes. Potentially another removal of a midfielder for another attacking piece. As the substitution comes in, and we're back underway at Susa. Here's Ruiz. Ran into trouble. Carlos, a lovely turn. Still Carlos doing really well to avoid Campos. Looking back for Nico Diaz. It's the first bit of play from the substitute. Daniel Ukias Sandoval in the middle now. Here's Ruiz. Ruiz waiting for reinforcements. Plays for Garcia. Garcia looks to turn. Cleared away, but only as far as Milton Campos. Sandoval. Intercepted by Pinto, who has read that one like a cheap novel all over it from the start. Big switch looking for Dembele. That's a lovely ball from Leo Pinto. Dembele's wheels, he reaches it. Going one-on-one on Christian Garcia, who made the recovery run. Dembele cutting inside. Dembele fires! Couldn't get through the traffic in front. Cross back to the back post. No one there. Now Bedoya corrals it on the far side. Bedoya beats one into the penalty area, looking for Joseph Holland. Falls again for Carlos, who can't let it go. Or rather, that was Pinto on the second opportunity. And cleared away. Samuel Cáceres took the brunt of those efforts. It will be, is this a throw or a corner? It will be a corner for Braveheart. They're 8th now of the night. Bedoya's in swinger. One out of the air. That was Valencia who was the first to it. It will be another corner. We'll try this again from the far side. Bedoya again. That one gets into the 6-yard box, defended away. Diaz wanted to put it back into the mixer. Caught it off the side of his boot and out for a goal kick. Soft pressure applied by Holland as Bedward looks forward. Campos plays nicely for Christian Garcia. And Duga Dembele called for a foul there. Not a whole lot in it, but it did put off Garcia. Daniel Sandoval. Valencia trying to play on the turn for Barrio Nuevo. Instead, Quintero returns for Cruz, who clears. And now Duga Dembele will see his night end in the 85th minute. Braveheart making a change. 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Coming on now, Steven Fernandez to close things out. He'll step into midfield, and it looks like Danny Bedoya is going to be the lone number 9, and that's a lovely ball forward from him. Here's Pinto, defended nicely by Cáceres, and he does well to earn the goal kick as well. The veteran center back doing wonders there to put out what looked like another really good chance in the makings for Braveheart. About 5 minutes for the Renegades to save a result out of this one. Ruiz turns for Campos. Campos has space in front of him. Going to look early for Valencia. And just again, too straight and into the path of Cruz. Just haven't quite seen that incisive movement and that perfect ball in behind. They've really lacked the final pass the Renegades have. And whereas on the other end, Braveheart have found that final pass. It's about how can they get it by Eric Edwards. And at this point, I'm not so sure they'll be interested in putting a lot of challenges in on Edwards. With 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go in the 86th minute here. Another collision near midfield. Shouts for a card once again. It's Mario Barrio Nuevo, who still is yet to get up. Folks, once again, be sure to tune into Game and Frame slate of matches this Saturday night. Ironbound SCP versus Bulldogs SC this Saturday, October the 18th at 7 p.m. A UPSL Northeast American South match. Don't want to miss that one. And East Coast FC versus New York Empire, also this Saturday at 7:30. UPSL Northeast American North action, as New York Empire, depending on the result of this match, could actually leapfrog the Renegades into the second place bye position for the playoffs, which ultimately didn't seem like it would be possible from the start of the season if you had said that the Renegades wouldn't finish within the first two, but it would take some results going Empire's way. Certainly in the final match they'd have to win, and the Renegades would have to lose. But now it looks certainly possible at this point. We've seen a number of good chances on either side tonight. Just haven't seen the ability to break open the deadlock just yet. Into the 88th minute now. Certainly we'll see stoppage time for this one. Can someone be the hero in the final few minutes here at Sousa? The referee whistles us back underway. Angelo Quintanilla actually was able to block the free kick, just the one-man wall. Holland's flick couldn't find Pinto, and instead Bedward clears. Bedoya just puts his foot through this one. Fighting for it is Fernandez on the turn. And that one sails wide. Looking to go quickly now, or the home side. They need a goal. Cáceres launching this one forward. First ball is won by Valencia, and the second one falls nicely to him. Back for Campos. Looking out wide for Quintanilla. Another poor ball in his way, and now Bedoya can bring it the opposite direction. Looking forward for Holland. That's a lovely ball from Bedoya. Joseph Holland. The only thing is it takes him away from goal. Can he find his way back? Holland back into the penalty area for Bedoya. Would have been quite the link-up had Holland been able to pull that off. Instead, it goes the other way. Ball in the direction of Quintanilla. It was the right idea, but again, before it was too little power on it. Now it's too much. That one sails out of bounds for another throw. Quintanilla had loads of space in front of him, just couldn't link up with Barrio Nuevo there. Lovely feet again from Pinto. He's been putting defenders on skates all evening. Here's Holland now. Out wide, Bedoya. Now Carlos. Balon. Braveheart just going to knock this one out as once again another injury. It's Francisco Flores who's going to pull up here with an issue. Well, that is the full 90 now. It's only a matter of if the referee chooses to add on at his discretion. I think the shout to either the assistant referees there, an additional 5 at minimum. And again, a draw doesn't completely settle the title for Braveheart, but it would take something ridiculous on the final match day to say otherwise. The Renegades would not only have to win and hope that Braveheart loses, but they'd have to win by a factor of at least 5 goals, depending on the result, of course, of Braveheart. And that's if this result stays as it is. There's still 5 minutes to go. Angelo Quintanilla does well to win possession back. As Daniel Sandoval switches now for Garcia. Sandoval again. Launching this one forward. Looking for Barrio Nuevo. Nearly pulled up on the slip from Quintero. Diaz does well to win it back. And a lovely turn from Fernandez. And he just couldn't get the follow-up pass right. And I think might have caught the boot of Sebastian Ruiz on his turn out of danger there. And now the referee just making sure the peanut gallery to the broadcast booth's left doesn't get more unruly than they already have been to this point. We're into the 92nd minute. Yeah, the shouts, not that I'm going to translate all the language, but the shouts are certainly for a yellow card and a foul. As Ruiz took the underside of the boot there from Fernandez. There's nothing in it. Unfortunately, if you've played football, if you've played soccer, we've all been there. It's not a good feeling, especially in this cold, windy weather. And Ruiz is going to have to labor through that pain for the next few minutes. We'll see how much gets added on to the promised 5 from the referee, Gianluca Palanca. Here's Ruiz. He took that one off the boot and out for a throw. Braveheart will be in no hurry at this point. Good throw from Diaz into Carlos, who runs into danger. It's Ruiz who wins it off him. Now Quintanilla, the leading scorer for this Renegades team, forward now. Just running out of room on the far side. And now earning a throw-in as well as Braveheart. Lovely stuff. As the lurch forward on the far side. That was Jason Solano, the substitute, who did everything he could to go forward. Here's Sandoval. Now Garcia and Ruiz. Ruiz wanted his right foot, has the overlapping run from Garcia. Fernandez defending him really well. Ruiz forced to retreat to the center back, Cáceres now. To the 94th minute we are. One out of the air again, that's Fernandez, who's been tasked with some difficult work since coming on the pitch moments ago. Good turn from Bedoya to Pinto, and now Joe Holland. Again for Pinto. He could go to goal, he could fight his way to the corner. Pinto instead into the penalty area, just runs out of room. Looking forward was Quintanilla. Possession corralled again by Braveheart. Fortunate bounce though for the Renegades. Valencia plays through a foul. The switch now finds the foot of Ruiz. Sandoval into the 95th minute of the promised 5. Launch forward from Garcia. This could be kept in play by Quintero. He does well to get there to avoid the corner. It will be a throw. Polanca checks his watch. And a couple of players pushing and shoving. That was Valencia as well as Quintero, the center back. Ruiz going to switch this one. Solano at the back post. Can he put it back into the mixer? The second ball is still there, and that's a late challenge from Solano. He did everything he could to try to win possession back, but that will be a foul. We are past the 5 added minutes. Let's see just how much more soccer will be played tonight, or if we are going to end goalless. Approaching the 97th minute now here at Sousa. And that is the full-time whistle here at Sousa Sports Complex. We will need another week to decide a champion for the Northeast American North Division here in UPSL's Fall 2025 season. The final score at Sousa Sports Complex: New York Braveheart 0, NY Renegades 0. Braveheart controlling their destiny into the driver's seat for what looks to be their first division title since fall of 2023. Can a miracle happen in the final match day this weekend and the Renegades potentially continue their 3-season streak and extend it to 4? We will see, but for James Burley and Jorge Espinoza, this has been Game in Frame's broadcast of the Renegades and Braveheart. 0-0 is our final score. Thank you so much for watching.